Yo, what up? It's Aaron Moses. Gang, now this video is Maria Chata Leon, Queen of Drew Street Avenues. Gang, let's get into it, man. This video is brought to you by Barrio Hotels. Let's get it. Make sure to support the channel. Go to them. Like this video like I'm about to do right now. Bam. Subscribe to their channel.
Welcome back for another video. Today's video will be about an infamous drug queenpin woman who was a mother who ruled the streets of Northeast Los Angeles, Maria Chata Leon. Maria Chata Leon led the Drew Street clique of the Avenues gang for decades in Los Angeles, slinging crack, cocaine, and methamphetamine. The Avenues are an old Latino gang in Northeast Los Angeles, dating back to the 1940s. Like many Latino gangs, they were originally a social club formed to protect each other before becoming a criminal street gang. The Avenue
because y'all don't give motherfuckers no jobs.
Has cliques within the gang such as Cypress Avenues, 43rd Avenues, Division Street, Drew Street, and the Assassins. The Avenues beefs with nearby gangs such as Highland Park, Cypress Park, Frogtown, as well as Tunerville. Maria Chata Leon was born in 1964 in Guerrero, Mexico.
Shout out to Guerrero. That's where all the man. That's why she's so pretty, man. I don't know what it is about Guerrero, but they got some lookers, man. I will say that, man. Shout out to Guerrero, Mexico.
Growing up, Maria would sell ice cream and popsicles to kids. Maria had 13 children.
No, she didn't.
Two of her
Wait. Wait a minute, you said her children grew up and became 13s, or wait?
It would sell ice cream and popsicles to kids. Maria had 13 children.
Damn. How did you have time to gangbang and have 13 kids? Maria was getting it in. 13. So wait a minute. She was born in 1964, which would make her like, so my mom is, so she would be like 25 years older than me. So she's 59? 59, and you were pregnant for more than 59, 13. 13 times 4 would be 57. You were pregnant for a quarter of your life? When did you have anything to do? Anything? You didn't have what the, you said she was a queen pin. Sound like she was queen time. She was big time in 13 children, bro. So from the age of what? Let's say 14 to 27, you was having babies? See, that's a brilliant idea. That's brilliant. Because every time that she popped somebody or was selling something or picking up a load or dropping off a load, she had an alibi. Nigga, I got fucking 14 kids, bro. You think I was out there killing somebody? You think I was out there cooking dope? Bro, I have 7 children and I don't even know where. I got 7 children and I only know where 5 of them are. I'm already, I can't. This is impossible, Your Honor. You know what? Let her go. Case dismissed. 13 kids? For no reason.
2 of her children will be the focus of the video, along with Maria. Her 2 children are...
That's what she was doing. She was in training. She was... What? Clever and Pancho.
Danny, Little Clever Leon, and Francisco Pancho.
His last name was Real. Real nigga, man. This nigga's a lion, and this nigga's real.
Ironically, Drew Street would be occupied by many Mexicans with origins from Guerrero, Mexico. Maria was the matriarch of the Avenues. Maria had moved to Drew Street in 1985. During the 1980s, an epidemic of crack cocaine or crack had become rampant and spread throughout everywhere, including...
What? In the 80s? For real? Hold on. Maybe I mistook that.
Epidemic of crack cocaine or crack had become rampant and spread throughout everywhere, including...
They had crack back then? I didn't even know that.
Drew Street. With Maria Chata
Okay.
Leone in charge, Drew Street was in first place out of all the Avenues clicks. Since 1986, Maria has a long criminal record from assault, illegal possessions of weapons, burglary, child endangerment, extortion.
I know she got child endangerment. All them goddamn kids, I would have beat one of their ass too. If two of them grew up to be criminals, she must have been a good mother though, because out of 13, only two grew up to be in the street. So she did a good job. That's a pretty good statistic.
Entering the country illegally. Maria had been deported twice. In short,
This she got deported twice? I already like
Maria
her.
went from a short-time babysitter to being a full-time drug dealer. Maria would live in a house with a huge satellite dish on her house. In Mexico, houses with a huge satellite on it usually mean you were wealthy or had money in some kind of way. Maria's house became home base of drug activity. The house she lived at was where the avenues would meet up for any reason, where
In
they would hide
Mexico?
at, trying to not get caught by police. Maria would often be the barrier at the front door between wanted avenues being chased by police. Maria was confrontational and would often look out for
Yes, she has 13. Yes, she's confrontational. She already, yes, we
the
know that.
avenues.
You ain't gotta say that.
Although Maria was very influential within the avenues, she
Mhm.
would not be eligible to join the Mexican mafia.
What?
Maria
Why?
was not able to join the Mexican mafia as she was a female and from Mexico. To be in the Mexican mafia, as far as Mexican goes, in La M.A. eyes, being Mexican from California and being Mexican from the country Mexico are two different things. Also, not to mention she was a woman. Women are not allowed to join the Mexican mafia. When it came to immigration, Maria would often use her children as bait to convince the judge she would not be deported as she has kids. It was shocking to see. Maria had 13 kids, yet ran a successful drug trafficking business.
Yes. When did you even have the time to do all of this? I am amazed at the multitasking. I know people that cannot walk and chew gum at the same time. I know people that can't cook rice and make a salad at the same time. I know people who can't text and be on the phone at the same time. You had 13 kids, bro. And you did all of this, and you had multiple homes. She didn't live the house with the satellite. She didn't stay there. That wasn't her house where she lived, where she laid her head. But she was there enough where it was comfortable for people to do this. They wouldn't let her in the La MA. I mean, if that was the rules, yeah. But she could have just started her own thing. Well, she already did. This is a lot.
October 31st, 2002, Halloween. Maria's satellite house was unexpectedly raided by police. Police found drugs, guns, explosives. They found kids there who were selling drugs. Maria will be charged with narcotics trafficking and child endangerment. Maria was sentenced to 6 years in prison. Maria being sent to prison had no difference, as Drew Street would continue business as usual. Danny and Francisco would take over, and soon, Francisco would be labeled the king of Drew Street and was appointed shot caller by the Mexican mafia. Maria was released from prison in 2006 and deported back to Mexico.
Damn.
However, Maria was back in Los Angeles real fast. Federal authorities decided to start a federal investigation to take down the avenues. Police and prosecutors witnessed Danny and Maria directing people selling drugs in public. One way the city of Los Angeles felt.
And take a look at this. We got Maria Leon at the top. Israel Martinez. Nicholas, real nigga. Alfredo Lopez with 4 kids. I don't know what that means. Nicholas, real. Oh, that was her baby daddy? Bro, how are you under your baby mama, bro? I'm not about to. If my baby mama's one of them, I'll do anything for you, baby. So you ain't got to worry about that. But if one of my baby mama calls me and asks me, hey, can you start, I'm going to say, what? No. I'm just going to get 2 jobs. I'm going to get a job at Ralph's and Jack in the Box. I'm not trying to do all of that. But you can make, I'm not about to be doing all of that under you. Nope. Thanks. But her son, Nico, was caught up, 28. Francisco, Pancho, I thought his last name was Leon. Oh no, that's her other. 26, Jose Nini. 25, Daniel Leon, clever. So we already got 5 people at least that she's related to caught up. Jesus Isiel Martinez, 20, junior, 20 years old. Everybody with the name Blackout, we probably already know what happened in that situation. Not gonna speak on it. Randy Lolo, 15. This boy could barely spare his name. 15 years old. You got caught up with this lady. We have Guadalupe Reese, Alfredo, the mother. They did not want to say who the mother's name. Unc. Irene, Uncle Father. Uncle Father? How you an uncle and a... And we got Cleto, Irene, and it's not going to show me the rest. If I try to expand the screen, it's going to black it out. Look at this. Look at this. Let me guess. They were saying something reckless on the phone.
They could dismantle the Drew Street clique of the Avenues was by placing a lien on the satellite house where the Avenues carried out their illegitimate business. They boarded up the house under a program called Project Tough, taking out urban gang headquarters. Inside the home, they found laser...
This is what we gonna do. I'm gonna read it for you. According to the Los Angeles Police Department in the city of Los Angeles, approximately 60% of crimes occur at 10% of the properties. A statistic that is probably not exclusive to Los Angeles. No, it's not. The purpose of property abatements is to target the properties where people are repeatedly arrested, but where criminal activities nonetheless persist. When these 10% of properties are connected to gang activities, which is increasingly the case, a nuisance property obtainment action is initiated by prosecutors assigned to Project Tough, taking out urban gang headquarters. In Chicago, we call that the Honeycomb Hideout. A specialized unit of the criminal branch of the Los Angeles City Attorney's Office. The nuisance abatement action improves conditions at the property so that criminals will not be able to use the property anymore. Gang properties abatements are critical but sometimes overlooked. Weapon and law enforcement's arsenal against gangs. I'm not about to read all this. I thought I was. But let's go.
Gear and surveillance cameras at the Avenue's disposal and personal use. The Avenues laughed at the police as Maria was not found at the house. In late January 2008, the police went...
Let me read it real quick. I'm going to skim through it. So basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to shut down trap houses, headquarters, honeycomb hideouts, so gangs will not have a place to be able to dwell.
The telephone lines and wiretapped Maria's kids as well as jail cells.
What did I tell ya? Wiretapped telephone lines. Niggas was talking reckless on the phone.
Avenue gang members were incarcerated at. The police even went after the landlords of homes where Avenue gang members were staying at and basically blackmailed them with the court order saying if the drug dens found in the house were not cleaned, the courts would take over the properties and they would live on Drew Street. This was enough for the landlords to comply. In February 2008, Maria, her sons, and a handful of Avenue gang members were hit with an indictment of conspiracy to sell drugs along other crimes. Also, on February 21st, 2008, around 11:30 a.m., 36-year-old Cypress Park gang member Marco Salas was walking...
This nigga is not 36. Why did you use this picture? You used the picture off his obituary. This man looks like he's been 36 for 36 years. This man is not 36.
With his 2-year-old granddaughter near Aragon and Roseview Avenues in Cypress.
Nigga, you had a 2-year-old granddaughter at 36? Bro, what? So you was a teen dad and your child was a teen dad too. We got to do better, brown people. I love y'all and I love black people. Black people do that same thing. I got more than 3 relatives that had multiple children by the time they were 16. But that's not cute. Come on, it's more to life than sex, drugs, rock and roll, gang banging. Come on, we got to do better. We gotta do better, minorities. I love y'all. Black and brown pride, but we gotta do better, y'all.
Park, when the Avenues did a drive-by shooting, killing Marco. The
R.I.P.
2-year-old
Marco.
was not injured. Police heard the gunfire and caught
That's
up with
what's
the
up.
shooters at the intersection of Drew Street and Estara Avenue in Glassell Park. A standoff happened, and the Avenues gang members got out of the car. One went to
Miss Officer, you not supposed to be that thick? Just walking around all willy-nilly? Just thick for no reason? Just thick. Look at all of that ass. You been locking up them squats. Give me like 3 more seconds so I can memorize this. This is for scientific purposes. Okay, let's go. Can we
K-47
do a video on her from the bike?
and it opened fire on police. One Avenue member was seriously wounded. The other Avenue gang member was killed by police. The Avenue's member happened to be Daniel Little Clever Leone, Maria's son.
Her son, yeah.
Francisco got out of the car and shouted, "You just killed my brother." Maria was in Mexico when the fatal shooting happened. Leone had a history of violence. He was arrested for killing a drug buyer at the house in 2004
Damn.
and was ultimately convicted of being accessory to murder.
Mm.
In 2005, he was arrested in a case in which prosecutors alleged he brutally beat and robbed a 43-year-old man as his wife looked on. The wife would not speak to prosecutors out of fear for
Thank you.
retaliation.
That's what you do.
The $85,000 lien on the satellite house, which was designated as headquarters for the Drew Street clique of the Avenues, was eventually paid off. This would be the icing on the cake as police decided to move in on the Avenues. On June 26, 2008, 500 law enforcement officials moved in on the Avenues. Maria and her son Francisco, as well as 70 other Avenue members, were taken into custody.
Damn.
Francisco Pancho Real had committed the ultimate sin when he decided to testify against his own mother.
Oh no. What? I gotta check on this rice, y'all. Hold on. It's boiling. Oh my God. Like I was saying, mijo, what the hell? What I will say is this. I think possibly if he didn't get any fatal consequences from this, you told on your own mama? Come on, bruh. There's a large possibility that bro's mom went ahead and told him to go ahead and do that. We're gonna be able to tell according to the charges and if he kept his life. So let's go.
Maria Chata Leone in the Drew Street of the Avenues. Francisco would tell police how he ran the Drew Street clique of the Avenues, how he ran drugs, committed murders, intimidated witnesses, laundered money, everything. Maria would go on to disown her son Francisco. It is
We still don't know if she told him to do it or not. Let's go.
believed if she could, she would have her own son Francisco killed for snitching on her. This would go on to show that Maria was more gangster and solid than Francisco.
Oh.
August later that year.
Did the unthinkable happen? Is he still with us? Let's go.
Los Angeles Sheriff Deputy Juan Escalante, who lived in rival Cypress Park territory, was killed by the Avenues gang member, Carlos Stoney Velasquez. Carlos killed Juan, who was removing a baby car seat out of his car, believing he was a rival gang member. Carlos Stoney Velasquez happens to be Maria Leone's nephew and Danny Leone's cousin. Carlos was sentenced to life in prison without parole. The city of Los Angeles decided to use a bulldozer to destroy the satellite house that was once controlled by the Avenues. Because Maria Chata Leone could not be tied to any violence done by the Avenues, she received the least severe punishment. She pled guilty to racketeering and conspiracy charges and was sentenced to 8 years and 4 months in federal prison, followed by deportation. Francisco Pancho Real would go on to testify in courts against his Avenue homies and revealed the Avenues had something called an A-team hit squad sent to kill rivals, human smuggling with immigrants coming into America, and of course, drug dealing. Damn. Francisco Pancho Real would testify how he did not want to be the leader, but the Avenue's life was all he knew. It's safe to say he is definitely on the green light hit list by the Mexican mafia for cooperating with the government. The location where the satellite house and Maria Chata Leon headquarters with the Drew Street clique of the Avenues now has a community garden to symbolize how a drug queenpin, her family, and her gang held hostage a neighborhood, with the community being able to rest a little bit easier than before.
See, this is why you got to pay attention to your kids, man. I don't know how good of a mother she was, but at the end of the day, this could be a case of him just not getting enough attention. And you put me in this gang lifestyle. I wanted to be a fireman. I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a lawyer. But I couldn't do any of that because I was influenced by you. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm saying that that's a possibility. You didn't feel enough of what you're supposed to feel for your mom to not tell on her. And they didn't have enough to put her away for that long. She only did 8 years. They didn't need your help. She was willing to do 8 years. She already did 6. She's been in prison for not that long for what she's being accused of. She's got out of prison and she got deported. So if she had 13 kids, she was pregnant for less than 13 years of her life. Right? But at the end of the day, she did less time than how long she was pregnant. About the same. 8 years, 6 years. That's 14 years. She was pregnant for like 10 years put together. In total. Man, I'm glad she's out. I don't know her. I'm not from LA. I don't have any affiliation with this alleged organization or anything like that, but bro, this was R.I.P. King Von. This was a crazy story, but it is what it is. It's not what it's not. Make sure you go to Barrio Tales, man. Like this video, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you want me to do a reaction to next. This is Aaron Moses. I'm the band, you the band, we the band together, man. Life's in the bread. Breathe it in. Peace. Gang.